If you bored, then stop complaining. Tap into Slightlee daily. Pods and blogs and playlists. Everyday entertainment. Slightly to the daily. Slight to the lead to the. If you bored, then stop complaining. Tap into Slightlee daily. Pods and blogs and playlists. Everyday entertainment. Slightly to the daily. Slight to the lead to the daily.
Welcome back to the Slightlee Daily Podcast. Slight, L-E-E, Daily, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast. You made it back. Congratulations. This is episode number 70. This is a mile marker right here. This is a good little pin. Episode 70, man. I mean, I feel like each 10 I get, man, it's kind of a milestone, you know?
Long time in the making, bro. So, it's kind of fitting because we've been trying to link like 70 times.
I know, bro. I know, man.
So,
but we made it work, man. People. No so, yeah, Slightlee Daily, YouTube, yes. Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Show some love. I got 2 guests with me today. 2 people who have never been on the podcast. It's always a beautiful thing having. Yes, it's a beautiful thing having people recurring guests, but also I love having. This is why I do this thing, to meet new people. Have our people who follow me. Maybe they'll follow you. You know what I'm saying? That's what this is all about. Is just networking. That's why I wanted to create this platform to give people the
voice. And it's just amazing seeing, like, you know, like we said, having that backstory of all of us going to MTSU, bro.
Yeah, that
and
too,
like
man.
You really being tapped in with me long before.
Yeah,
like,
both
I
of you
even
guys really.
Yeah. So it's just crazy.
So like it's different. Like this interview probably been a lot better now. As episode 70 than episode. No, the first one, you know what I mean? Because we've been doing so much growing between all 3 of us within that time.
Yeah,
right.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's just better stories to tell. And,
absolutely.
You know, future.
So, before we get too far into this, will you guys, one at a time, please introduce yourself to the viewers out there, if you don't mind?
Well, I go by the name of Young Soul. I'm a 25-year-old hip-hop artist from Memphis, Tennessee, South Memphis. I probably started doing music or taking music serious when I was like 19, really right after I met Kam when I got to MT, because I really didn't know anybody up here who could like record me.
So you guys met at MTSU?
Yeah,
Okay.
through a mutual friend of mine who like my cousin was like my best friend. He played basketball, and our friend Trey made beats, but he played basketball too. So it's like when we all got here, we just started kicking it, bro, hanging out every day, and it was on some shit to where literally every day, but we wake up before class, we gassing up, we go to class, bro, and after class we just lock in the studio all day, every day. We only taking breaks to really go get food, smoke, come back studio, and me and him end up making a tape in probably like 2 weeks. So ever since then, we just been locked in. But
where were you guys this era right here? Where were you guys recording at? Like whose spot?
At the time?
Yeah, like at the we're at the very
probably
first...
at Trey crib.
Okay, your friend Trey. Okay,
for the most part.
Nice.
Definitely.
And then some crazy shit happened to where Trey had to transfer, and then we was really in his spot like winter 2000. What was it? 17, 16, going into 17.
Probably 16 early. Probably about then. Yeah. I was in another location on campus. I think it was Womack, wasn't it?
Yeah, damn, I missed them walls in Womack, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, horrible acoustic settings, bro. Being around
like concrete, it's like
exactly.
Yeah,
cinder blocks.
Walls, yeah.
Like, it's like living in a classroom. But one thing with this audio stuff and with music in general, I mean, it's just built for us to be able to do it anywhere.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So it worked out temporarily.
Introduce yourself, too, bro. We kind of got our track.
Just we'll start out with that, and then we'll get into the topics. But just so for the people out there, we got Young Soul, Kam Curry. Kam, will you please introduce yourself? Kind of tell us a little bit about who you are, man. Where you from?
Man, you know what I'm saying? I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. My name is Kam, and I've been that person for 26 years of my life so far. So, man, with me, like, music just in my bones. It's in pretty much anybody's bones if you're from Memphis, with just this music history being so rich. Yeah. But, like, my grandfather played music and actually taught, like, Isaac Hayes, you know what I mean? So I always give him credit of me having my music abilities. Yeah, it's in your DNA. It's not, what as they say, it's not on you, it's in you.
Yeah, it gotta be in you, not on you.
Yeah, it gotta be in you and not on you. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's almost like breathing to me at this point. I don't look at it as a job. I mean, I barely look at it as a hobby. I mean, because it's just something that I just wake up every day. I'm just used to doing.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, man, you was talking, a little bit before about how, when you really doing something you love, especially in the creative sense, it really don't ever feel like you working.
It doesn't,
just
but
feel
it
like
is. But it is just a lot of time.
And I'm a college graduate. I'll put that in there as well.
Hey, me too, man.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
I didn't get that stunt, but I helped a lot of people graduate.
He literally probably helped over 100 people graduate.
That's
within
great.
His 4 years.
Yeah, doing papers and shit. That was like my hustle, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I was a journalism student, so I got writing down, bro.
Same,
I swear.
bro.
Yeah.
And
see, I originally came to school for like political science, bro.
Okay.
But it's crazy. I ended up taking a course from like a teacher. It's crazy fuck. He's an atheist, bro. Not that matters and no shit like that.
Yeah.
But it would be.
it's definitely a big personality trait. That bleeds into almost everything that person does.
So he's a very like face value person. You feel me?
Yeah.
He's a very like, okay, the facts. And I remember he assigned us like a little project at the end of the year, and at the conclusion of the project, it really made me cause we was studying like state sponsored terrorism and all that kind of shit, and it really just made me never want to fuck with no kind of politics again. So I really was like, okay, I'm gonna fall back on what I really love, and that's when I switched my major to journalism. But then that was around the time that the music kind of started taking off, and I was like, in my mind I was so desperate at the time, like, cause I was trying to find some real footing and some real stability in my life, and my heart really went in school, my head definitely went in school, so that kind of led to me pursuing the music a lot more harder than I maybe would have or should have according to it, like a lot of people at the time.
Yeah, but also, man, it's your fucking life. No, like there's it's good to take advice, and there's guidance that people. I'm sure there's people in everyone's life who is like, hey, maybe you should do this, or like, but ultimately it's your decision. At the end of the day, it's your choice what you do with your life.
It kind of remind me of that Jay-Z story where he was like, his uncle or his cousin told him like, you'll never sell 1 million records, and he was like, no, you never will. You never will. Like,
he said, I sold 1 million records 1 million times.
1 million times. Like, so one of them things. And probably the biggest hurdle I had to overcome, which is accepting like the music was something I wanted to do, was the relationship that I had with my mom. I don't really want to brag or boast, but I'm probably like academically, like I was probably her most accomplished child. So she was probably looking forward to me graduating more than any of my siblings.
How many siblings do you have?
Shit, 6.
6?
I have 3 sisters, 3 brothers.
Oh wow.
Hell yeah.
Where do you fall in that order?
All of my sisters
somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, all of my sisters are older than me, and I have an older brother, and then it's like I have 2 younger brothers.
Okay, I see. Yeah. See, I'm the oldest. I have a little brother, a little sister, and they both go to MT now. Actually, I hope they finish it out. What about you, Cam? You got any siblings?
Yeah, I actually do. I have 3 siblings. I have 2 younger siblings, a brother and a little sister, and I actually have a stepbrother, which I probably got to give him like majority of the rights when it comes to like how I started with making beats and production. Cause like, I mean, I had FL on my computer when I was like 12 years old, 13 years old. Didn't start producing until I was 14. Until he came in and said, "Hey, little bro, I've been practicing on these beats. This is how I do it. And this is what I do."
Yeah.
Ever since then, I probably like 14 at the time. Like I just been kind of expounding on it on my own since then, to the point where, not to brag or boast again, but like, just do me liking music so much anyway and just loving the craft. Like I eventually became just as good, if not better, than my older brother. You know what I'm saying?
He kind of gave you like,
but
hey,
he definitely gave me the foundation.
Okay, I see.
Definitely
the foundation. That's wonderful because, man, that's so lucky. You're so lucky because there's probably a lot of people who are like, man, I like to rap, and I like to rap, but I don't have anyone who can teach me the technical side of it. Or like, man, because it's kind of overwhelming. I mean, it is. Once you're in it, you're kind of like, oh, it's nothing. But like, whenever you look at it, you're just like, all right.
Looking at that shit that first day?
Yeah, you're like, oh my God, like what is all these lines and like what is all these buttons on this program?
Man. I think the first program I started off with was Audacity.
Audacity?
It was free.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? I just seen people at my school. It was like 9th, 10th grade at the time. One of them was actually DJ Paul's nephew.
Okay.
Yeah, his name's Loco Dunnett. But we were the same age and we went to school together since like middle school. But like I went to him one day and I was like, bro, how are you making music and like how are you doing that? Like I only know people to be in like real professional studios, some like Patchwork.
Yeah. With like all the knobs and like that's what you think. That's why it's kind of intimidating in a way.
Exactly. And then he said, "Hey, I got this program, man. It's called Audacity. It's free. I just got like a little snowball mic. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? $100 USB. He plugged it up. Ever since then, I just took that. Man, used to not even want my mom to know I rapped and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because of course I was cussing and talking about everything.
Man.
I didn't have no business talking about. So it was like I used to have to. She was in school at the time still, so I'd have to. If she wasn't home, I have to go downstairs, steal her laptop, run back upstairs, and like record in the bathroom because I didn't know. Yeah, because I used the bathroom because quite honestly I didn't know how to use reverb and none of that shit yet.
Right.
So I was using the reverb from the bathroom
from the
to make it.
acoustics.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And I had two Jordan boxes that I post up. You know what I'm saying. I had like little soundproofing little foam that I put in them and wrap into them like that. You know what I'm saying, with a Guitar Hero mic type shit.
Hey, man.
Like, so, like, yeah, like, it just goes to show, like the music these days can be real minimalistic. You just need the minimum requirements to do it, and then you can do anything from there, so.
If you have the drive, man, it's really just wanting to learn.
Man, right?
It's really just, well, anything, really. I mean, fucking Lego collecting, anything. You know what I'm saying? Shoe collecting, like, any kind of venture or hobby, man. You just it's really just a mental thing. You gotta just we gotta wake up one day and just be like, I don't care how long it takes, I'm gonna figure it out some way, and I'm gonna be as good as I want to be at it.
Right. And the whole thing is like people always they put such a great interest and great, you know, significance in money, but it's not about money necessarily, it's about equity. You know what I mean? What I mean by that is money just ain't always gonna be the thing that gets you there. A lot of times it's gonna be your mind first. Or your will, or your wanting to grind it out and get to where, you know what I'm saying, the people with that money already are at, you know what I'm saying. So I basically started making music and engineering myself and being able to put music out for free. It wasn't the best quality, but it was definitely something that didn't cost me anything to do, and you see what it grew into, you know.
Right. So I want to ask you guys, Memphis. Tell me a little bit about Memphis and kind of this. I mean, what's kind of your relationship with Murfreesboro and Memphis? You know what I'm saying? Because you guys are definitely
in and out of both.
In and out of both. And Murfreesboro, in a sense, I'm sure I'm definitely speaking for you guys, but Murfreesboro is sort of kind of a second home for you guys. At least I know you guys have spent a lot of time around here. So like, tell me a little bit about the Memphis Murfreesboro thing. You know, MTSU kind of. You know,
Memphis is such an interesting place, bro. That
it's like its own state almost.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. It's one climate that permeates the city, and you know, it forces you to become like one of a certain kind of people. And I also feel like where you from kind of directly influences like, you know, your values and that kind of shit, and what's success to you, and you know, like what you see is getting out or making it or whatever. Me coming to MTSU in my neighborhood from where I'm from is like an anomaly. You feel me? Like when I go back, people think I'm successful just because I went to college.
I see. I understand
that kind of thing. So, but like my vision of the world had always been bigger. So like when I got to MTSU, I wasn't shell shocked. Like college didn't necessarily throw me off. It really wasn't. It wasn't something that I couldn't adjust to fast. But I do think, like I said, you know, we talked about how I feel Murfreesboro was a place that allowed us to like sharpen our teeth as artists and like as a man. Personally, for me, I grew up a lot here, like outside of like the music or school and shit like that. But the relationship I had with it now, I don't, like you said, it could be like kind of seen as a second home because I put like so much time here. I put in so much effort and so much of my energy to get to where I am right now and like happy here. Like. If I never came to MTSU, I wouldn't even have my daughter, for instance.
That's a blessing, man.
You know, I met her mom here. You know, like going to school and stuff, and like through like just music. So
that's crazy how life is, man. And also, I want to say this too before I forget. Tennessee, as a whole, is very all right. You got Nashville, which is Music City, the home of country music, and then Memphis is the home of blues. The state of Tennessee is very music centered, like very much, and then. Even progressing forward, Memphis is, you know, 3 6 Mafia. All these people come from, all these. Memphis is a hot spot for rap, and it always will be. It's like Memphis, Atlanta, Houston. You know, all these. Those are like partial capitals of the country of hip hop. You know, New York,
I also
LA.
feel like we don't get the respect we deserve either, though.
People don't but Juicy J, you know, he's still out here.
Right. He's
making songs with Katy Perry and shit. You know, like. He transcended rap.
25 years.
I mean, and he's still doing it, man. He's still doing it.
That shit just I feel like Memphis is The only thing that's held Memphis back from being a LA or New York or Atlanta, like we don't have the industry infrastructure or Tennessee period. Like
lack of resources for sure.
Like Tennessee is a place where, you know, like they say Nashville is like country music capital of the world. Like that's the priority out there. And they're the only city in Tennessee that has any kind of industry infrastructure.
Yeah.
So when the majority of the industry infrastructure, which is like probably 50 to 60% geared towards like
one
country
genre,
music or like maybe pop, man, it's so hard to even crack and get in anywhere. A lot of people that get in the door now, like it just be like faith or like
right.
It be faith coupled like with the hard work, and then it be like luck too. You feel me? Like it just be like somebody pulled up to the show or it got to the right person, but there's nobody actively out here looking to like really just make hip hop that big thing that it really could be in Tennessee. And it's crazy because we have some of the best artists in the world, some of the best producers.
Seriously, yeah.
Really.
I mean, just off the first person who comes to mind recently is Tay Keith. Just
crazy.
Do you guys personally have like a connection with him, sort of, kind of?
Right.
So like that in itself, he shows you, he embodies what could happen. I mean, he's literally. I mean, he's.
Well, even him going to MT is like so ironic.
That's why I have such. I think it's so cool because like, you know, I could have had a class with him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I never met him personally, but it's like, man, I feel like I know him. You know?
Yeah.
I met Tay Keith when he was like very.
Really?
Young. We both met Tay Keith when he was like very young.
I met him when he was like 12.
Really? So like just him, he kind of embodies kind of what Soul was talking about is like Tennessee could be that. Yeah. Like if, I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know the formula, but like somewhere like Atlanta right now specifically, I mean, dude, every year there's a new, it's Lil Baby and Gunna, and then you go 2 years behind that, or you know 5 years it was like Future and Young Thug, and then like before that was like T.I. era, you know.
Yeah, you just
it just keeps building.
You gotta look at our timeline and just stay artists who are kind of mainstream. First off, we had a lot of people don't know this, but we actually had a rapper who was getting signed to Eazy-E back in the day. What was his name again? Can't think his name. Gangsta Pat. It was like
Memphis.
Right.
Okay.
He's actually he actually helped get MJG and 8Ball off. Okay. That's Gangsta Pat from like 89, 90. He was actually supposed to be signed to Eazy-E. It didn't work through. It didn't work out because he didn't want to be signed. So Eazy-E went with Bone Thugs and Harmony. Fun fact. But you know what I'm saying? After that, we had 3 6 Mafia, right? Like 95, 96 came hard into the 2000s. We also had 8Ball and MJG, just not on as big of a level, I feel. After the fact, as we've seen, because 3 6 now has things like Emmys now. Yeah, so we, exactly. You know, crazy. So, you know what I'm saying? We had them. We had Young Buck come in like early in the 2000s. You know what I'm saying? So right there, that's like a 5-year spread between mainstream artists breaking out of Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? At least. After Young Buck, who else we started?
Young Dolph.
Right,
I
but
mean,
even before that,
modern.
Right, but even before that, we still had Slightlee. He came out with Grey Goose, which was a hit like in the South, not necessarily mainstream.
Slightlee is one of he's one of the best rappers that ever come out of Tennessee.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He's underrated because he wants to be.
Really,
like, United States.
It ain't like Tennessee. Like, that's being modest. Like,
but he's underrated because he wants to be. He doesn't want to be out there.
Yeah, I don't even think it's underrated. It's like he
was on Lil Baby's album.
Yeah, but
like last year.
I think Lito is such a rapper who like had a real life. You feel me? Like So he's somebody who just understood like, hey, bro, sometimes I just gotta unplug from it and really just get right over here before I can really come back. Like, and I feel like the project he put out like this year, man, that shit is crazy.
I didn't even listen to it.
Bro, one of the best projects. And it's something that I understand from a different perspective of being a father. Like I understand like that change that you go through as a man.
Yeah, that was pretty much the whole sentiment
on every level. And like even the rapping was like consistent and in tune. And it's like he not on the internet like that. At least I don't know how the nigga move.
And you gotta be like, in order to like just keep going with this, you gotta be someone who grow with your music. You know what I'm saying? Slightlee is not the same person, same rapper he was 10, not even 5 years ago. And it's only getting better because, you know what I'm saying, if you turn yourself into the type of rapper who's actually like a lifestyle rapper, then you ain't gonna never run out of content and run out of stuff to say. We got plenty of examples of that, like Currency. You can even consider Drake. Dude. You know what I'm saying?
Drake, absolutely. Currency, man. And that's kind of what separates a lot of artists or gives them longevity is they're talking about their life. I mean, they're telling you stories.
We got artists, we got rappers 40 still talking about the stuff they did when they was 20.
Yeah, man. And I mean, I can't name too many. There's not a whole lot of rappers who can rap in their 40s, you know? So I mean, it's kind of impressive, I guess, that they made it that long, but are we still listening to them?
Right.
More than likely, no. But like, you know,
it's only a few of them niggas.
Yeah,
I mean, out of this generation, there's only gonna be a few niggas. You probably gonna tap in with Cole when he's 40.
J. Cole,
if Cole feel like if Kendrick feel like he got something to say at 40, you gonna probably tap in.
Kanye is well into his 40s, you know. Jay-Z is 50. If Jay-Z dropped the album tomorrow, people would listen to it, you know.
I feel like it'll be easier for Kanye to stay around because like he don't have to write his shit and it's accepted for him to not write his shit.
It's also easier for Kanye to stay around because he's an icon of pop culture.
Facts.
He's
he bigger than music.
He's a celebrity.
He transcended it. That's it. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? He has the fashion, he has music, of course, he has artists that he signs year to year, like, you know.
And yeah, Kanye,
he might be the first 60-year-old to drop a rap album.
Hey, like imagine if Ice-T dropped the album. Like, you know what I'm saying? You said 60-year-old rappers.
60,
imagine if Ice-T was like, hey guys, I'm coming back with a new album.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. They do that in country and rock. You know what I'm saying? Hip-hop is only
Rolling Stones are still touring.
Exactly.
They're in their 80s.
Hip-hop is only like 35, 30 years old. So it hasn't even been able to even be 60 to 70 years old like, you know, the other genres. So it's going to get to that point where, you know, we might have Jay-Z, even though they say they won't.
Dogg,
you know what I'm saying? We might have them dropping albums 60 plus. You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen. I guarantee it.
Going to drop an album at 60.
Yes. I'm telling you now, I need my 100 mil if it goes through.
Hey,
J. Cole's gonna mess around and drop a jazz album.
Andre 3000 might do this shit.
Man,
he like the only rapper I probably think could get away with this.
Well,
shit.
You gotta think,
and it still be hard, like, cause his voice, like, and just the way.
What's up with him? Why did he? You know, what happened? Like, why did they fall out? You know what I'm saying? Why did him and Big Boy? Was that a label thing? Was it a them thing? Did they have a dispute? You know,
I think it started around the era of Speaker Box versus Love Below, and that was the whole reason why they had like a side A and side B.
Yeah,
like with that album, Andre I think he was doing side A, and Big Boy he had side B, and it was really supposed to be they were supposed to do their own separate albums.
Yeah,
and then they just realized that just wasn't gonna be the best. No, it just wasn't gonna be the best workout for them, especially like financial wise, with people knowing y'all for 10 years almost. At this point is, you know, outcast, you know, so it was almost in a sense where they found like the perfect resolution of just having two separate albums, like just side A and side B together, and it really turned out to be one of their highest selling albums too, you know what I'm saying, on top of that. So like the theory that they had them joining them, I mean, it worked, you know what I'm saying, but like I'm glad they cool now, you know what I'm saying. I just think that as you grow, you just start to have different things that you want out of life, you know, quite honestly.
It's there's not a whole, I mean, I was thinking about this the other day, driving in the car, actually. Rap groups, they don't last too long. You know what I'm saying? Migos they'll probably stay together. I mean, I don't think they'll necessarily ever go solo completely. They did their solo albums and shit, but like they're literally related to each other, so they're not going too far.
Working with each other,
right?
But let's be honest though. I mean, their music isn't what it once was. Mm-hmm. You know, like the Versace phase that was like so huge, and then now it's kind of like, oh, Migos. We've heard a lot of Migos songs. You know,
man, really, I don't even tap in with so much music these days. I mean, of course, like, man, if that shit hard, okay, yeah, it's gonna get added to the playlist. But on a personal level, I don't really be tapping in with a lot of music today. It just don't resonate with me. Everybody really saying the same thing.
I'm in the same boat as you, bro. This year specifically, bro, like I'll have a friend who'll be like, yo, did you hear that new blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, honestly, no, man. Like, I'm not, because I used to be like, dude, this is the guy. He's the next guy. Like, he's coming up. But now I'm kind of like, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm just kind of, I love music, obviously. Right. I'm passionate about music, but recently, man, I'm just not really been that
I don't be motivated to listen to this shit.
Right, and I know, like, it's like, as of lately, I just been more into, like, listening to the stuff that I know I like already. Yeah. Like, I'm totally fine with that. Maybe that's part of just getting older, I don't know.
I mean, if you put me on something, I'll go tap in. But I feel like, man,
everything's getting kind of muddy and blended. together a little bit.
80% of
somewhat.
this shit be like the time. Man, I get to the point now where I don't even really even want to rap no more. I don't even want to hear myself rap no more. Not on the bad level because I know I can, but it's like.
All right, so we got another guest, man. Can you please introduce yourself, man?
Yeah, man. My name is K-Mac. You know what I'm saying? I've been knowing Soul and Kam here for quite some time, man. Been loving that work. You know what I'm saying? Just a fan for real.
Nice. Hell yeah, bro. It's nice to meet you. I'm Austin. I run SlightlyDaily.com. This is episode number 70 of the podcast, just to kind of catch you up to speed, man. Shit. So, tell me about your hoodie, man. Tell me about the brand. I've been really intrigued with that type of I'm really intrigued because I'm trying to make my own merch as well. Tell me about.
I'm gonna have to pull mine out.
All right, yeah. Go ahead, man. Y'all tell me what's up with this.
This is just basically a brand that like shit me and the homies came up with.
Okay.
Came up with together, like just from our time and experiences together, like in college and shit. And what we found out once we really all started knowing each other was that like people within the friend group, it's like probably 11 or 12 of us, like all of us had ties to other people in the group before we even had gotten to college and stuff.
So this is like a collective, like you're a part of the design, like everyone is part of the design. And,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, you know, like all of us just bring things to the group and be like, you know, what do we think about this?
Yeah.
How could we best get this product off, and then we just go from there. It's like a pretty cool process. It's not hard at all.
Yeah. So Blocktober, this is 2014. So this has been happening for about 6 years.
In the making.
Okay. Blocktober.
So 2014 would be like the year that we all met each other.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So when was you guys' first like drop? Like when was the first T-shirt sold, or like what did you guys first come out with? You remember what the first product was?
Probably a show.
A show?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's tight.
We did a show called Sounds from the Underground.
Okay.
Well, it was really like a live band, I think. Was it? Did we have a live band that night, bro?
It was a live band.
Yeah, so we had a live band, and we just had various artists from the community coming out and playing. And for a lot of them, it was like they first kind of major show that they was like on.
Okay.
So, I think we ended up packing that joint out. It was an autograph, actually. We ended up packing it out, bro. Yep. And that was the first thing that we had really ever did, like as a group, for real. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, I'll probably take it as far to say that was probably their first packed out show.
Autograph. How long has that venue been there? Do you know? Is that like because I'm from around here, but like, well, let me get into this too. Murfreesboro does not have a music scene. It is like you guys have created what little of a music scene there is. You guys are like the only thing going on. I'm not saying it's little. That's not what I'm saying. But like, there's nothing. There's like, you know, the house shows and shit. If you guys have ever heard of that, like the band, the screamo shit going on, which is like, oh, okay, it's tight for some people, but it's not really my thing necessarily. Some people love it, but like, as far as hip hop goes, hip hop, R&B, I mean, shit that's relevant, I guess you could say. It's not really going on here, man. Yeah. And if it is, the artists, everybody is so, and I really like what you guys are doing because you guys you don't want to be the star player. I mean, everybody is the star player. You know what I'm saying? It's like you guys are coming together. You're swallowing your pride. You're like, all right, I need some help. You know, I mean, at least that's how I'm observing it because I've had a ton of rappers on just this podcast the last few months. And I'm like, dude, I get it. You got to start somewhere. But like a lot of people are just, I don't know, antisocial, I guess, maybe. And maybe that's just their personality, but they don't want to like work with people. And like, you have to. Right. I'm not saying that you need to just. A lot of
people just aren't resourceful, like at the end of the day.
Maybe that's what it is, man.
Like, it's been times where, in like my career and Kam career, just being a college kid trying to really do some shit, like, you know, you fall on hard times, bro. And you might not have a car for a period of time because your shit down or, you know, it break down. It's like in college, most people ain't just got this shit to be able to go
to be like,
real like that.
No, dude, you're definitely right.
And, you know, at times you still have to find ways to like make shit happen. I think the most resourceful I had ever shown myself to be was like really us putting together the tours because it was really.
Still, man, I want you guys to talk about that. Me and Soul talked about it off camera, but I went to the Nashville show. I was at that one, that packed out one. You said DMG, is that what it was called?
DMG Studios.
I went to that one. That was packed the fuck out. I was there a few years ago, but Cam, that tour you guys did was so fucking cool. I know Evan sort of kinda, and like I had a class with him that semester, and he was like having like missed some time. And I was like, dude, that is so fucking cool. You guys are traveling to go rap, you know?
Yeah.
Tell me what was that like for you? Like that experience, man. How did that make you feel? What did you take from that? What were some gems you took from that? I'm sure it was some great experience.
Yeah, man.
Itself.
As far as the tour, it just made us realize how resourceful we were. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, like everything from so having to look up venues, calling the people,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, and really just finding the way that everybody can feel respected in the way they do business, but still, you know what I'm saying, get everything to mesh well, because there was a lot of times you had to do a lot of bargaining. You know what I'm saying? Because tours cost a lot of money. You know what I mean? You can't pay the strength everywhere you go, or you just not gonna you're not gonna make your money back, or B, you're saying you end up just losing more money than you had to lose in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Making sure everybody's accommodated as well, because when he was mainly doing this, I saw that he did not only plan the show, but he also had to act as the tour manager. He also had to, in a sense, manage artists as well and DJs. You know what I mean?
So how many exactly how many rappers were in this? It was like 5, 6 of y'all, right? Maybe more.
Me, Cam, Evan, Mozzie. I don't really want to forget anybody that showed up.
Mike Carr, right? Rashad, maybe.
Who?
Rashad B.
Yeah, I think he might have performed with us in Nashville. I know Chuck Indigo performed in Nashville the first time and the second time.
Yeah, Tyler Legend.
Yeah, Tyler. Yeah, I can't even forget the boy. Yeah,
Okay,
Ty.
so
He
it
did
was
New York and
about 80 y'all, literally, and it's so like what I was talking about with Murfreesboro.
But see,
man.
another thing with the tour was that you gotta think. The first one that we did was like in February, like that's in the middle of like the semester.
Yeah,
So-
I know. Yeah.
And you, like everybody in school, you feel me? Like
Man.
trying to get out. You feel
Yeah.
me? So you having to, some people having to do exams, catch a flight.
Yeah.
Some people coming to the city like 2-3 days behind. We having to, just because of how the travel schedule was going, having to dip in and out. And that's where a couple other artists that we knew were able to also get some shine too. Because if an artist wasn't gonna be able to come to a show, we could go to another one of the homies and be like, hey, the Brody can't be here tonight. You feel me? Like, how you feel about stepping in? And, contributing. So
Yeah.
right.
That was such a.
it was such a. Well, not to cut you off.
No, you're
but
good.
It was such a egoless thing.
That's kind of what I was gonna say. Is it's such a. I was gonna say selfless, because you guys were basically like, all right, I'm gonna get my time, but I'm also gonna be a part of this, so everybody else can get their time in front of the stage. So everyone can, so I can get my time on the stage, but also they can't be here without me too, and I can't be here without the person next to me, because you guys needed. I mean, whether it be financially or moral support or anything,
Right.
like
Yeah.
like
In the beginning of anything, you just got to be selfless, because you just got to know that any part you play can be a substantial part. You know what I'm saying?
man.
Especially when you're making this whole makeshift thing. So it's like, it was even times where, I forget which show, I think it may have been Chat, where like I didn't perform on one show, I did the lights instead. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I mean, just being back to what you were saying, resourceful.
Resourceful, bro.
That's a very important word, man. And I've really never thought about creativity and using resourcefulness. Being resourceful is such an important thing, man. Like, I mean, even when it comes to this podcast thing, man, like, I mean, it looks like a lot is going on here, but it's really primitive. It's really not a whole lot, I have a MacBook and my interface and the mics and a little tiny camera,
Right.
but like I'm using my resources in my living room.
Exactly.
Like this is where I eat dinner,
Right.
but like also I repurpose
It goes back to where I was saying, where I didn't know about reverb, so I was recording in the bathroom.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
just got to use what you got to get what you want.
Before I forget, I usually do this at the beginning, but I want to give you guys a sticker. There you go, man. Pass that down. Yeah. So y'all hold on to those. Those are just some Slightlee daily stickers.
Oh, yeah.
I try and give.
It's going on the laptop in the new studio.
Hell yeah, man. I appreciate that. But yeah, I try and I really give them out to anyone. I put a big ass order on some random website. I bought 200 of them, man. I haven't even made a dent, and I give them out every podcast.
Man, you know what? I pay attention more to stickers than I do billboards. Cause at
You
MT,
think so?
yeah, anywhere you go, whereas MT or it's like shit or like the
Yeah.
underground station or Atlantic Station part of like Atlanta and stuff. Like anywhere I go, I pay attention to them because like one, it kind of tells history. Two, like dang, you never know. You never know what you might see again too. So like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like it's a big part. Like my first laptop when we first got up here, that shit was stickered out. That white one, the white Mac.
It's like a billboard almost.
Man,
like the modern
like a-
day billboard. The MacBook, the front of the MacBook, man.
You gotta have it stickered out on me.
Trophy case.
So, on your song a week ago, at the beginning, you say October firm. What does that mean, man?
Well, actually, I said Blocktober firm.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But it was just a play on like just a little mafia mentality that I had when I was making the song.
Okay. Because I listened to. I mean, I went through your discography a couple times, and I've listened to the new songs you sent me too, man. It's those were demos, right? Okay. I can tell. So, 2 of them were just you, right? I think 2 of them were solo, and then 2 had features, right? Who was the female feature? If you don't mind me asking about some unreleased music.
I'm trying to think about which one that is.
There was a girl. Hold on.
Is that Lucky Me?
Lucky Me. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a girl I know named Devonna. I actually met her here at MTSU,
Lucky
but she's
Me,
from
yeah.
Memphis.
Was she part of the first underground?
She was part of the first Sounds
Okay.
from the Underground. Yeah, but me and Devonna have always stayed cool. We got a couple tracks in the stash. I just always like loved her voice.
Yeah.
And when I was making the song, I know I'm not I can't sing, but I don't fashion myself as a singer.
Okay.
So I was looking for something more soulful to accompany my voice, and she really was just the first person who popped into my head, and we just got in the studio, and she did what she did.
Yeah, I liked it. I was doing the dishes earlier, and I put on the songs, and I was like, okay.
The ad libs in the it's a perfect little
Yeah.
accent.
Little layers.
When
some
I got
layers
done,
going
it
on.
kind of reminded me of J. Cole and Ari Lennox change.
Okay.
Just the
Yeah.
bounce and shit, and kind of what I was saying. I know, even though I'm singing and Cole is rapping on his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is Ron Abassi?
One of the homies from Nashville.
Nashville,
He one of
okay.
the nicest for sure.
Hell
for
yeah.
Sure.
I'd never heard of him before. I liked that. I liked the back and forth kind of deal. You know, I think he had a full verse. You did like maybe the chorus and some verses, or was he on the chorus?
When I did the first verse, and then came in with the hook, and then he came in like with a verse, and it just
Hell yeah.
phased out. But yeah, man, Ron got off. And it was such a particular perspective that I wanted to give with that song, and I felt like he was one of the few people that I knew could get it done, and I sent it to him. He knocked this shit out in no time, and I was like,
Hell
damn,
yeah.
bro, you had this in the cut or something, bro. Was you waiting? You telepathic. But yeah, Ron, one of the nicest, bro. He actually just dropped a song track the other day where you should go check that
Hell
out.
yeah.
Really,
I'll follow
his
him.
discography over the past years.
Nashville guys.
Yeah, you could just tell, fool, like he elevating to another level. And it's like Nashville as a whole, bro. It's a lot of nice niggas out there, but it's no industry infrastructure to really be propelling them guys like to the top. A couple guys like have found ways to might really get in the door and like make some traction, but as a whole, even the majority of the best talent like gets overlooked. It ain't a lot of outlets. It's not a lot of people tapping in or making it a priority to break these artists. And I'm like, man, some of these people, it's
so
like,
true.
it's better, not to shade nobody,
Yeah.
but some of these people could really give people like a Kendrick, a Cole, a Drake, a Zay, a run for their money. A Future, whoever you want to go look
They
for,
need
a
a
run for
support.
their money.
They need a better. Artists need better support systems, and I don't know what the solution to that is. Though,
but even then, that's like industry infrastructure, like people like managers, like tour managers, social media managers.
Exactly.
It ain't a lot of that kind of shit out here. Like, artists don't really know what they need to be having to get through the door. You know, you might find somebody who got some money. Like
marketing
as
is
an investor.
just as important as making a good song.
Shit,
I mean,
marketing is more important than a good song.
Yeah.
Facts.
I mean, you look in 2020, the top 10 on the Billboard, I guarantee you are all TikTok songs. Just because they're famous or they're blowing up on TikTok. And it's not even that necessarily they're the top 10 best songs in the world right now, but it's just because they somehow slipped it in some some teenager made a dance to the song, and now everyone knows it.
I feel like what a lot of artists my age kind of don't understand is that music is like it's for consumption, and adults do consume it, but like kids are kind of the primary consumer because they latch on easier. I know people who've been fans of Chris Brown since they was 12 and they 27 now. They just stuck with him through everything he been through, but it's because psychologically, like it kind of got hardwired into their brain listening through the music and just like living life. He became a part of their lives. So psychologically, they have like emotional attachments to the music. A lot of people that you'll talk to be like, yeah, I kind of felt like he was singing to me when he was singing. Like, and it sounds so simple on the surface, but when you think about it deeper, you know, it kind of put it into context why people could stick around. Drake, for instance, Drake got the kids at every age, and he keep doing songs that gonna keep him on at every age. Like you said, TikTok, Tootsie Slide, a fucking TikTok song. Like, and
he was like, "All right, I'm about to make a dance."
And you're right about the psychological part too, because it's like I was thinking the other day, I was like, Dance 2020, and I don't know Lil Wayne. I feel like I know Lil Wayne, cause like I've been listening to him for the past 20 years. You feel like you know like a majority of an artist's life at that point. So it's like I feel like I met this man in the past life before, because you really just get attached to the music, and like you go back to the lifestyle thing I was talking about. Like you just feel like you've been a part of that. So like, man, that's like, I feel like that's one of the biggest things, and that's one of the good things that we try to incorporate into our music. Like you'll know a lot about us by just listening to it. Just by listening.
Telling stories, man. Cam, what was the first time, or tell me about a moment, one of the first moments that you were proud of something you created?
Man, the first,
you know what I'm saying? Like, just give me like, don't even think about it too hard. Like, what was like the first song or first time you made a beat that you were like, man, I'm proud of this? Can you bring me back?
Man, I'd probably say the first time I was actually proud of doing something like along those lines, because like it's not just music for me. It's also rooted in technology for me. When I was like probably like, I think it was 4th grade, I built a computer. You know what I mean? Okay. I went to a camp where they actually taught me. It was at Lemoyne and they taught me actually how to like build a computer for pretty much the tower of it, because you know computers back then you really needed the CPU. It's not like it was crazy, because at the time like laptops were really just coming about, so like I didn't even know what was going on there. But I built a CPU unit. It worked for like 5 to 6 years, you know, and from that I really got my technological background, and it really made me feel like from then it made me feel like I really knew what I was doing as far as that. So when it came to doing anything else with technology, it just wasn't no real barrier for me as it would be with other people. You know what I'm saying? Especially, you know what I'm saying, with me being able to have the resources with doing that. I had a computer for a few more years before other people at my age. So I was more up on things at the time. You know what I'm saying? I was on YouTube probably the first day it came out. You know what I'm saying? 2006 or whatever.
2007. Yeah.
Man, so like it's like just by me doing that and by me being up on that, it was already easy for me to start making music, you know what I'm saying, right out the gate on my own at the age of 12. And I think it was probably like not really until like I was making music, and I was actually probably like a lot more hot then than I am now, especially like because it's a young man's game, it's a young person game, like hell. So like
it's almost a sport. You know?
I became proud when I started getting a lot of, you know, feedback from my Raider Clan days. I don't know if you know what Raider Clan is.
Yeah. Space Ghost Perp.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. So like I was inside this collective called Raider Clan.
You were actually in Raider Clan?
Right. Yeah, I knew Perp, Denzel. Like I got Curry.
I know you have a song with Curry.
I got 2 songs with Curry
and Wolf.
Wolf, I got like 4 or 5 with Wolf, just from us just going to the same high school, Southland High.
Oh damn, he is from Memphis.
About that. East Memphis.
Yeah.
So I went to high school with him, so he was like really one of the main people I was making music with my last 2 years.
I saw Denzel at Bonnaroo, bro.
He crazy energy, bro.
Oh my god, he dropped Ultimate or yeah. I am the one. No.
Yeah, that was the beginning of Denzel Curry.
Everybody put their phone in their pocket, bro, and just.
But it's funny because like I met him specifically, one of the first people I met out of Raider Clan, because we got the same last name. So when
that's his actual last name?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah. Denzel Curry.
Okay.
So like that. Mine's Kam Curry. So it was like when I joined and I was cool with Perp, he was telling me about Curry, and then I was like, I called him right away. I was like, hey, are we related? And then his daddy ended up saying no and shit. But I was like, then that's crazy. Then we ended up making some songs, and I also got song with this guy named Puya. I don't know if you know
I
who
know
Puya
Puya.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually on his first mixtape ever.
Oh, nice.
People don't know he was like doing like comedian thing at first, like on YouTube, but like I was
Okay.
on his first project called "Don't Sleep on Me, Hope." But like, Raider Clan, it's funny. It's funny as hell, bro. But like, Raider Clan was really like a big foundation to me, and really made me feel like, damn, I'm on the right track. Like I got all these people listening to my music. At the time, people were getting invited to like Coachella. So Raider Clan did go to Coachella. My crazy ass didn't go because I was in class. So, you know what I'm saying? Shame on me, but you know what I'm saying? I knew that I wanted to take my own route. So I don't, you know what I'm saying, slight, you know what I'm saying, taking that class. Because if I didn't take that class, if I went to MT, if I didn't go to MT, if I instead did that, shit could have been way totally different. It could have been better or worse. But I know for sure I probably would have not met Doug, for instance, you know what I'm saying, or Soul, for instance, you know what I mean? So, like, it's like,
Everything happens for a reason, man.
For a reason.
I mean, you got a lot of good experience and exposure from your Raider Clan days,
Right.
but also, man, I mean, look where you are now. I mean, you seem happy, man. I can just tell. You know, I can tell you seem comfortable with where you are in your life, man.
Oh, yeah,
And
for sure.
who's to say if you would have flown to Coachella and then just had the worst time and then you came back a different person, who's to say?
Let's just be real, like, you know what I'm saying, with the whole artist thing, you never know what's gonna happen, because like, even though at one point it was like 30 people in Raider Clan, like, people don't know Vince Staples was in it, Krayshawn was in it, like, it's crazy how deep the list goes, but I can guarantee you like 20 of them people not relevant, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No slight to them, but it just is what it is. Like, you can be this, but you know what I'm saying, as time go on, you can be that.
Yeah.
So like, you just gotta be comfortable with decisions you make, you know what I'm saying, and still have like this outlook that shit, if you just the type of person who just has this energy of being successful, it's just gonna happen to you regardless. It's just not necessarily up to you what path or how you gonna get there. You just gotta go with the flow of shit. Maybe that's me and my Libra ways, but
So you're a Libra, huh?
right, yeah.
My girlfriend is a Libra. What about you? So
I'm an Aquarius.
Aquarius. Okay. All right. Water
Sorry.
sign, air
Yeah.
sign.
So I
Okay.
really be.
Man,
I'm a fire sign.
I go with the flow, bro.
I'm an Aries. I'm a fire sign. So, I mean, whatever that means. But I think some of it is true, but also it's, if you really get into like the horoscopes, it's pretty broad.
Yeah.
It's not really like that specific. If it's like oh well, today you're gonna have
That's broad as shit.
You're gonna have a decent day. Something might happen.
Something might happen.
Yeah. And you're like, wait, something really might happen if you really think about it. And then
And
you
it does, because you brought the energy there for it to happen.
Absolutely, man. Oh shit. So what are some things, which all three of you guys can answer this, but what are some things that inspire you outside of music? Like whether that be sports, movies, Call of Duty, you know, like that type of shit. What are some things that, like, because for me personally, just to preface, whenever I do, because I kind of dabble and I have my hand in a whole lot of different places, and I'll watch a movie and it'll just inspire me to want to, like, I'll take that same energy and kind of transmute it in a different way.
Well, in
you know what
that
I'm
sense,
saying?
I would say sports for sure.
Sports.
Sports definitely inspire me.
Yeah, like watching
film.
LeBron James dunk a ball is like art. I mean, it was just the first play that came to mind, but like watching him like make a good play, or like, you know, watching Magic Johnson highlights where he's making these crazy passes, it's like, damn, like that gives me the same feeling as hearing like a J. Cole verse that's like fire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for me that player would probably be Kobe.
Kobe.
Just because it's like he
I
was
mean,
the
my
ultimate.
brother's name is Kobe actually. K-O-B-E.
yeah.
He might be a
He
good fellow.
He a winner.
He might be a good fellow.
So Kobe Bryant, he was your guy. He was your athlete.
Definitely. More so because I'm the kind of guy who always have the mentality like, hey, I'm getting this shit done.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't give a fuck. Like,
I don't know how many
steps.
steps. I'm the same. When I was in school, I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm finishing in 4 years. I was like, I don't give a fuck how it happens. I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how I got through school. It was just like, no, like there's no option. Like, this is it. I don't care how like tired I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get through this shit.
Facts.
So it's definitely a mentality. Absolutely, bro. What about you, Cam?
Man, I'd probably say, as far as influence goes, like how
outside of music.
Man, like I always have to. I like traveling.
Okay.
Like traveling, seeing new people, new things, new shit, bro. It just all gets to me,
Mm-hmm.
and then in turn, it inspires me to make newer or better music. You know, a lot of times, you know, once
New
I get out of
experiences.
my physical bubble, you know what I'm saying? Because being whether it's Murfreesboro or Nashville, Memphis, anywhere, if you're there too long, it'll start to tie you down, wear you down. So I feel like traveling is something that everybody should do more because it'll really, like, you know what I'm saying, it takes you away from your place of what was bringing you that negativity. You know what I'm saying? I don't know anybody who goes out of town sad and mad. Like who the fuck does that? Nobody does that. You go with a clear mind each time you do. So that's one of the main things. The other thing would definitely be my family, of course. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't really have any crazy like rich family members or none of that. Nobody. Like my mom's probably the most successful person in my family, and she like right at or around 6 figures or something like that now. But that took time. You know what I'm saying? That's why the main thing for me ain't just always music. I also like to teach. You know what I'm saying?
My mom is a teacher. My grandmother will like physically teach her. Like I have that in my blood too.
Yeah, my grandma and mom as well. So I guess I get that. That's where I get it from. So like, one of the steps I'm taking with the studio is to later, you know what I'm saying, turn that into like a way that I can create a resource for like younger kids to come in and start learning how to do some things that I'm doing. Because not everybody can want to be a rapper. Not everybody can be a rapper. You don't have to be the rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like you can just as easily just be the engineer, and that'll be fine.
Exactly, man. That's kind of the issue I have definitely faced a lot in my own personal music career is not having like, I mean, they say you're not really supposed to master your own track. That's
Right.
what they say.
That's what they say.
I mean, it can be done, but like they say, I mean, you kind of need another ear. You need, you do. Whenever you're like, okay, like Soul's like, hey man, here's these demos. Cam, can you help me out and mix this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely
like,
can't do it out just 2 years.
I mean, you can try, but like it's not. It's
like even if I am mastering my own track, I still send it to like another person who does just as well as me, if not better.
So
to see what's going on.
And you need that. Like, I mean, there's not a whole. I mean, the only current one that I can think of is Russ. Who, if you've actually listened to his music, I know he's kind of a head ass at times, but his music is pretty good, man. It is. His first album. Great mixes, and it's just crazy because he's making the beats, he's mixing and
I actually like the track he had with Ross.
Yeah, I mean, he makes
hard.
good music. I mean, and that's another thing too. Can you separate the art from the artist? There's a lot of people like 6ix9ine. It's like, okay, when Gummo came out, we were kind of like, but also kind of like, okay, what, this guy's a clown. But also
with social media, it make it very hard to do that these days, though.
To separate the art from the artist.
I think I'm one of the few people who never listened to a Tekashi track ever in life. So.
I can't lie, I did, man. I checked him out. I'm not gonna lie.
I didn't do it.
Yeah, when you got everybody doing these antics, though, it's really hard.
Yeah.
When you can see everything they're doing every day. It wasn't that way 20, 30 years ago, so that's why you could do that. That's why, you know what I'm saying, like the 70s, people in the 70s can go home, beat their wife, do drugs, you can hear about it, and people are still packing out their shows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I mean, that's... You damn near know what your favorite rapper ate for breakfast because he posted on his Instagram story.
If Drake lives in 1990, he's the GOAT. Because nobody ever finds nothing about the ghostwriting
or the baby or any of that.
It don't happen like that. Like come on, man, this shit would have been crazy.
Also, at the time of that whole ghostwriting thing, I thought it was a big deal. But now looking at the how I look at music now, it's not really that big of a deal. Personally, that's just my opinion. I mean, from a hip hop purist point of view, we might be like, rap, Drake, we need bars, we need, poems and shit. But like,
from you and only you.
Yeah, exactly. But like, I mean, man, if you really think about it, hip hop is based on sampling. Hip hop started in the late 70s, early 80s from people scratching DJ records to funk beats and shit. It was.
I just feel like what Drake represents to music, like if you eliminate him, right, you don't find. Where's the other artist who is also in the same lane he is and is successful? It's like, and not to shade of Kendrick or Andre or nobody like that, but when you think of them, you be like, okay, they kind of similar. Or you think of a Cole and a Nas, you're like, they kind of similar.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like,
who
Drake? I don't know.
I don't know, man. Michael Jackson. I mean, I don't know.
It's like they say he really like he said his daddy said Pac never tried to sing like Mike. Mike never tried to rap like Pac, or however the line go.
Yeah.
But it's like it's the same thing, bro. Like he mastered this shit, and if he born in any other era, then now he probably the GOAT, and you really can't find nobody to replace him. So I feel like because of their significance, like And he's proven like that his pen could write for other artists too. You know,
Yeah.
like Alicia Keys or
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx. You know, so he ain't like them. I ain't just a goddamn slash with a pen or he's even written for Rihanna before, I believe. So I don't.
Also, man, if you look at the flip side of that situation, Quentin Miller, he gave
Gave him credit.
gave him credit,
Yeah.
and he paid him, and also we're in 2020, we're talking about Quentin Miller. You know what I'm saying? He gave him a little bit of clout.
Yeah,
So
like,
it's not like he was just like, all right, Quentin, here's his money, man, shut up.
and it's like if people really cared that much about the credit, why didn't you go look into it the first day it came out?
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's crazy that back to back a diss song got nominated for a Grammy. Like, that's crazy.
From a performative stance, it probably like because he maximized the use of social media. Like memes was way crazier. Like in that little era, memes, man, you would probably
Twitter.
download 20 memes a day off Twitter, bro. That's how people was getting out.
Uh-huh.
So he just used that against me. You know, it was the perfect time. Like the clowning culture and the cancel culture, it was like people was ready to get out because people had so much aggression and like frustration, like on the spiritual and the social level. That it was, you know, all that type of shit filtered into them kind of outlets. So it just made it worse, bro. People really didn't even care about the facts of the situation or who was right or who was wrong. It was about who could clown the other more.
Yeah.
You feel me? Right?
It's kind of, I mean, that's definitely where it's at now, man. You got people.
I mean, that's kind of the route they took with him and Pusha T. Like, from a lyrical standpoint,
I don't care,
in the
man.
bar level, like, Drake really outbarred Pusha T. But Pusha T
Really?
just
I was
had
going
that-
to say
had the
Pusha
shot.
Pusha kind of.
Pusha just had the shock
Pusha
effect.
kinda
It was
bodied him, man.
If you take away the
The
thing
Adonis?
about the day, I mean, yeah, about the son.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, what do you really have? He insulted your dad. Okay,
Yeah.
nobody ever did that before. He talked about your mom. Anybody ever did that before? What else could he say? He can't say you broke. He can't say he outsold. He
Yeah.
can't say he got more money, more
Right.
plaques.
Pusha T, Pusha T is one of those rappers who transcended music. You know, he wrote the McDonald's theme song.
Not Rex.
Big money.
Right.
The
Yeah, so
McDonald's theme song. He wrote the ba da ba ba ba. I'm loving it, and he's making royalty. Well, I think he was doing I think he did like the Joe Budden podcast or something, and he was talking about that, and I think he said he took like a lump sum up front, and they still have the royalty. They still have the master to it.
That
So
shit crazy. What
still-
did he say they gave him?
I can't even remember. It wasn't worth
What
it
it
wasn't
is
worth
now.
what it is
Oh,
now.
man, I
Like
would
he
need
lost
that.
money basically is what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
In
Like that
retrospect.
money's probably already spent. That he-
I'm gonna have to say Dre would have capitalized.
What do you guys think about more relating back to the masters thing with Kanye going on his little Twitter rant, artists owning their masters and stuff? What do you guys have to say about that?
That's a major thing. I feel like every artist should be trending their way now because the internet is the record label now. You don't need Universal. I mean, if you're trying to be Drake and you want that kind of money, then yeah, you're gonna have to go through a label because it's certain outlets that you're gonna need to get that public exposure.
Yeah.
Like even up until you gotta think Drake had So Far Gone, which was very successful. Thank Me Later. And he still hadn't even hit the very pinnacle of the pinnacle yet. But a lot of us, I'm pretty sure everybody in here knew of him way before that.
Yeah, man.
So it's
Before
like
Take Care, absolutely.
Yeah. So
we also had to think about the fact that like we think about the United States because United States music is so popular and stuff like that. But
Globally.
man, that's not even a fraction of how the population of the world. So when you really think about the artists who be actually on them like those international tracks, bro, bro, they be performing like. Bro, they play them junts all the time, like in them big populations where you pretty much got, man, a city that's the size of a country.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
man,
like-
turn. But it's just like the internet is the biggest distribution label. Like, think
facts.
of it like that.
Yeah.
Because people blow up every day on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
and YouTube every day, bro. People like
Every day it's somebody new, man. And
Lil Nas.
yeah, man. That was a meme, literally. And he set records and won lots of Grammys off of basically a parody. You know what that's like, Weird Al Yankovic? Like that
Yeah.
kind of, that's essentially what he did was make a parody song and it literally blew up.
And it's the craziest shit in the history of ever. So, but it just shows how powerful the internet is, and the
Man.
artists who are successful today, you use this shit to your advantage. But you also really got to be in tune with people too, and trends and shit, and how people's mind work, and on
Yeah.
a real psychological level, understand
Oh,
how
dude.
to relate to them and draw them in.
Hell yeah. Like what man, it kind of what I said earlier about what we were saying earlier about how marketing is almost more important
Than the song.
than the song itself. You have to like sell yourself to the consumer. Like, why should I listen to a Kam Curry song? You know what I'm saying? Why should I want to go watch the Kam Curry music video? You
like,
know,
what's the image that pops into
The
your
image.
head when they
Yeah.
think of, when they first, like, when you think of Hot Girl Meg, it's an image there. When
Right.
you think of Drake, it's an image there.
Yeah.
When you think of Kendrick, subconsciously, it's an image there. Same with Cole, same with Jay-Z, same with Kanye West, Andre, any big artist you want to name.
You gotta form the image, but a lot of people
Even
can't
Black
really.
Youngster.
A
Like,
lot of
when you
people
think
can't
of
really.
image,
Yeah.
all straight image.
Yeah, but the thing is, a lot of people just really they can't build that shit organically. So they'll do that shit by acting out on social
Antics.
media or
Yeah.
taking hella pills and doing
Boom
dumbass
gang.
shit. And, antics like.
And in like 5-10 years, they're gonna be real personality disorders they develop because of the internet.
man.
If they already ain't, really present now, but just not widespread. I think the internet is such a such a powerful place, bro, and it could do a lot of good. But
very
the harm that
polarizing.
it's doing, like
Right.
people don't think it's that bad because it ain't surface level, and you can see a
don't
person
see it.
becoming
Man,
a bad person in front of you, like they aura change or they get
It may
ugly.
never happen, but we gotta set a code of morality because I know certain artists, bro, who hate themselves right now because they started off this way, like doing all the antics, doing crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's not really them, and now they got to keep it up.
Yeah, like Lil Pump is someone who comes to mind for me. 3 years ago, he was at the top. He had a #1 song. He got all these crazy face tats. He's like, he was all over World Star and DJ Academics. Lil Pump gets new tattoo, and he's getting this serotonin hit in his brain because he's got, oh my God, I'm gaining all these followers. And now, Lil Pump he has all these face tats and shit, and he dropped an album last year that no one knew about. You know what I'm saying? And it flopped. And now look at him. He permanently, just look at the tattoos on his face. That was cool for like a small period of time when people were talking about it. But in the grand scheme of things, now, he fizzled out.
Fake.
And
A lot of artists are gonna start seeing it. I feel like
there's not how
a
many.
human level. A lot of people are undergoing like changes like within themselves. I would
Yeah.
hope that you are, if you really paying attention to the world and you in tune with yourself and people around you, and you have any sense of conscience or like compassion, you really trying to align yourself like with the best morals and values that you want to see from yourself. And I feel like that's gonna subconsciously start affecting what people listen to in music and what movies they watch and what we want to see in ourselves and communities and what we start putting our money to, our time, our energy, because those are the things that really matter the most for for anybody, like moving forward, like your family, your career,
Yeah.
your relationships with your children or your spouse if you have one. I feel like it just need to be a change, and music is the place where you see that happen the most often. A lot of times when you look back at history, the music of the time really reflected. That's why shit like Marvin Gaye, What's Going On, is such a poignant song, and it can stand then and now. It just speaks to like a certain like human condition and level of understanding of just where you are within a battle with it, whether it's yourself or the world around you.
I think specifically today, man, you go back to the Marvin Gaye days, 70s, 80s, he was a generational artist.
Yeah.
2020, how many new artists are going to come out and be generational? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not a whole lot of, like, specifically, I can't think of many artists in 2020 who are going to make it to 2030 still at a consistent level. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not, like, we talk about Drake and Kanye and Kendrick and J. Cole. Like, they're generational artists. Their music, if they never put out any music ever again, we're always going to listen to 2014 Forest Hills Drive. Sick. That song will always, like, probably always be on 101 The Beat Jams. Always. One of those songs from there, And I don't know, man. Just as far as, like, new rappers, and that's why I'm kind of turned off to new rap and stuff today, man, because I don't see it making it out of October,
Right.
Or like even into next year. Like,
There's not that much original stuff out there no more.
yeah, man. But also you can't knock I'm also not trying to like, if they're happy, then like, okay, let them be happy. But like, are you pushing the creative envelope? Not necessarily, but like, I'm also not like, dude, you need to just stop. Like, who am I to give my opinion on, you know, somebody doing the antics and stuff, you know? Yeah, I mean, it's not for me, I guess, you know, because it's the consumer, you know, like at the consumer's discretion.
Yeah. I just try to limit whatever the stuff I intake, because, you know, humans are just sponges anyway. We just retain information, and sometimes useless shit. You feel me? Like, you feel me? You'll fuck around and remember the crazy socks that you saw your neighbor walk out of the house quicker than you remember the appointment that you have some days. You know, that just be how our brains work. But, yeah, I just think on a personal level, I forgot what the question was.
All right, boys. Do you guys have any... Oh, what is next for you guys musically, Cam? What's next for you? What do you know? All right, tell me more about the studio, man. I feel like that's kind of your baby right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, as far as that goes, like, I'm really, like, not putting a pause on music. But I'm really just trying to get myself into a new creative space to be able to make, you know, more and better music. But as far as studio goes... You know what I'm saying? It's a project that kind of sprung out of, I ain't gonna say nowhere, because I had a business plan typed up for like 3-4 years. But like, it was just out of nowhere the week before I turned 26. Like, it was like September, the middle of September. I was just chilling, and I was like, man, like, you know, like, I just been at a moment of kind of, I wouldn't say standstill, because I'm always doing something new. Like, I've also been doing like foreign exchange and like learning about that stuff, and it's been for the past 6 or so months. But as far as musically, you know what I'm saying, since I dropped my last projects, which was like February and beginning of March, I haven't really done anything since, you know what I mean? But it wasn't more so that I felt like I needed to make new music. It was just that I needed to do something else or something more musically, you know what I'm saying? So I've been picking up on the hours that I record at the home studio. And then I was like, man, what time, like now, like, should I just go ahead and do it? Because I was talking to like other friends, other engineers, like, hey, what's some good ideas on how I can get in like some more professional studios and like start working there with some of the artists they come in. Then I was like, man, you know what?
Build it yourself.
I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm 26. I've been in this shit too long. I'm gonna do some boss something and get my own shit.
Okay.
So shit, like that's what's been going on. In Smyrna, so like just building the studio right now from the ground up, pretty much. Been tearing down the walls that's there.
Literal building up. Like you're gonna build an actual building.
No, it's actually I'm renting out.
Okay.
A space in Smyrna. Some of the space is actually owned by Sales Sizzle. Shout out to him. I know he's worked with like people like Red Dot and Starlito a few times.
Okay.
So he's pretty much with their camp. So he's been working in there and stuff like that. He has another space that me and a couple of my boys who I've been making music with, actually an artist that I've been producing and engineering for, Blue Syrup, and his manager. We just decided, hey, you know what, we always in the house. Let's just get on some bigger shit. You know what I'm saying, and create a real brick and mortar building for the studio separate from where we stand. But it's also the beginning of a plan that I've been wanting to do for a minute. Like it just go back to resources. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to have a studio here. I want to have one in Memphis, and I want to have one in LA. And the last one I want, and this is just for fun. This is just for stunning purposes, and just to be like, I got it. I want a studio in London too.
London, okay. Yeah. Have you been to London?
I never been to London.
Okay.
I want to go though. That's one of the places I just been wanting to go lately. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I want to go to the motherland, Africa, and all that shit. Of course, but you know what I'm saying? London is you know what I'm saying? Just like, I don't know, just the beauty. You know what I'm saying, of how it's been. How I've been just viewing it for a while. I just want to go. You know, just.
That's my motherland. That's my ancestors right there.
Oh yeah, man.
The English people.
Yeah, man. It's beautiful. I really appreciate beautiful architecture. Like even when I went to like San Francisco, it was just crazy being there. Like being able to see in all the hills and like looking at the little villas from the top of it out into the bay. Like
built into.
Yeah, like it's just shit that we don't see in Memphis. Like just being in Memphis, like it's real. Kind of
flat.
Yeah, flat, clustered, you know what I'm saying? You know, you got bandos here and there, like back to back and like shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see a lot of tall, buildings and monuments and like things like that. You know what I'm saying? We got the in East Memphis. We got the fake Statue of Liberty though. You know what I'm saying?
Like man,
The Pyramid too. The Bass Pro Shop.
Yeah, it's not even supposed to be there. Like, that really hurts. I'm like,
the Pyramid being the Bass Pro Shop.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah, because Memphis is like it's based off Memphis in Africa.
Egypt.
You know what I'm saying? Egypt. You know what I'm saying? So like, with it being a Bass Pro Shop now, it's just totally a slap in the face. Because it used to be where like I went to basketball camp there, like Lorenzen Wright's basketball camp. Rest in peace. Like it used to be like where the Grizzlies used to be at, like for it to be like a
Mike Tyson fought there.
Yeah, the Mike Tyson fought there. 2001.
Him and Lennox Lewis fought there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember my folks going to that fight.
Packed
that
out.
Yeah.
A lot of crazy stuff. I saw my first Globetrotters game in that and for you to turn it into a public tourist attraction, like
that's the worst store too. Yeah. Why is it so big, man?
See,
part of it is a hotel.
Oh, okay.
And like Memphis has culture. Like Memphis is a culture in itself, but it is not a place where a lot of the people are cultured, which means like they get out and get to see a lot of the world before they too old or before they die. Realistic. I know I got friends who have never been like to LA, to New York, Miami, North Carolina, South Carolina. They really never left the block in their life. Or just the city. Might have went to Atlanta, might have took one trip for a birthday or something when they were kids or something. But as adults, they ain't been able to go out and experience to even think about going out the country. Most people still trying to get to Cali or go to Denver or
if
Vegas,
you in Memphis,
New York.
If you in Memphis and you want to get out, you're probably going to be planning for this shit a while, so you ain't going to go nowhere close. So I got family members and homies that ain't even been to Nashville yet. Up until probably like maybe a couple years ago as we got older, but like you can literally go 18 years of your life not going nowhere.
I've never been on a plane.
Yeah, bro, my first time on a plane was on tour when we flew to LA. Every other place, bro, driving, bro.
I've never been on a
like
plane.
New York, 13-hour drive.
Y'all drove up there?
Right.
I didn't do it. I was in class. Y'all can have that one.
Man, and it was the night after a show. I'm trying to think about when we did that. John,
did y'all take like a y'all didn't have like a Sprinter or anything, or y'all just took y'all's cars?
No, rental car.
Whipping everywhere.
Rental car.
Designated driver. Shout out to Elijah was one of them.
Man, my boy Elijah, he was really out there catching them miles. but it was cool. We was like, paying for like his room board, like food. He didn't really have to worry about nothing. And he's like one of the homies. He in the block. You feel me? Like,
nice.
Me and him been knowing each other for a long ass time. Like down there like 10 years now. 10,
that's beautiful.
Yeah, like, he a special type of person because he one of them people that don't gotta be the middle of the scene.
Yeah, he
gonna help anybody.
But he sounds like he's an important piece to the puzzle. Cause
for sure.
It's so many tiny little roles. Like, I mean, on any sports team, you're like, all right, you don't realize how important the long snapper is in football until you don't have one.
And he bought the fucking
And you got a shitty you didn't spend the right money for your NFL team on the long snapper, and he's just fucking up all the time. Then then you're losing games by 1 point.
Championship and but
it's just that tiny. Everyone needs to know their role. I mean,
right.
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of people. I align myself around. When we have a come and go, we have I also have the common ground and be able to come to each other and talk to each other without a filter and really be like, okay, how we gonna get this done? What's it gonna take? What sacrifices do we really need to make for the greater of the group? To make everything happen. It could have been times where like Cam said, he couldn't make the New York show because he had to be back in class for exam or turn in a project and stuff, and somebody else had to step in. What if it would have been to a point where Cam was like, well, bro, I don't really want to be a part of this if I can't do every joint, and then somebody else said the same thing, and then the tour started falling apart because people be like, well, I'm doing this, so I should be doing this in spite of this, and it wasn't like a lot of room for that. The thing I prided myself about us accomplishing those things was that we did them as a group, and we didn't only do it one time, we did it twice. Like, and the first tour was in February, and I think the second one was in May going into June. And the second time around, it was even better because we had 2 shows in New York and 2 shows in LA.
And more experience with it too. It was basically oh, we already know. That's it. Well, we just got to do it now. Like, it's not like, because that first tour, it was probably a whole lot of like, all right, learn, like, probably some failures in some ways. You know what I'm saying? There's probably like some things you were like, damn.
Definitely had some shows where I'm like, definitely some shows where I'm like, damn, but we left some stuff on the table. Man, we left some shit in the store.
But-
Somebody picked it up. But like you said, it's just all about knowing that, okay, well, we know how much better we need to do the XYZ next time.
Mhm.
And it's not a failure because every show don't do well, you know. Even on the 444 tour, Jay-Z had shows that wasn't selling out them arenas and shit, and they was having to close out sections. Not to shade Jehovah, I know you're gonna listen to this shit someday, but it was time where they had to, you know, section out some of the shit, you know, and even still, you don't be mad and be like, damn, Brian said that motherfucker out tonight, so I'm gonna be mad for the rest of the tour. Fuck this shit. That nigga still gave us a hell of a show, and Cam can attest to that because we was right there next to each other. That nigga put on a hell of a show.
Hell yeah.
So it's just about making the most of what you got and not letting a off night really throw you off. It's nice where we done had a packed crowd and you and that's everything you could ask for, and then it be me not performing. I've had them nights and I'm like, damn, bro, like
Yeah.
even now, and when I think about it, this shit like drive me crazy because I'm such a perfectionist. But I've had shows where it's been 10 people there and I gave some of my best performances, and all 10 of them people like are fans of me now for life. And then I've had just like I said, where it's been 200-300 people there, and it'd be like, damn, it ain't a bad one, but at the back of your mind, you have 5-6 moments in this performance that you be like, bro, if I'd have been
executed a little better,
and then you learn from it. I saw the shit happen in real time the weekend that I opened for bars in Memphis and Nashville, because that Friday I had a show at MTSU. I did the Urban Entertainment Awards, and I think I might have opened the show that year, and I could distinctly remember I was rushing that day on the road, got in town. I didn't really get to do like my walkthrough and shit, and I ain't really have my best performance to me. A lot of people still fuck with the shit though, but just internally, like me and my boy Malik looking at each other like, damn, yeah, bro, I know I could have probably got off a little harder.
Yeah.
But I was like, damn, I can't let this happen at the bar shows. I'm like, I'm seeing this, like, I can't let it happen.
How did that tell me briefly how exactly that
shit
lined up?
The universe got down.
Okay.
And you know, we always talk about using the internet to your advantage and shit. You know, you just know. But I had always been a fan of bars anyway, and so, but it wasn't my initial doing of anything that really got me like the look. It's a lady by the name of Delisha Davis from Nashville. She runs 2 L's on the Cloud. The GOAT of throwing artists opportunities. If we gonna be honest, if you on your shit and you really doing it the right way, and she know that you on it, she gonna throw you the live. Like I don't never think it's been an artist that she snubbed because of like a personal difference. Even if she might not like their music, and I don't even know if that's ever been the case, but I'm just thinking like she seemed like the kind of person to where like if she see you working hard enough and she know like you can bring a good experience to people, she gonna put you on.
Yeah, absolutely.
So she ended up throwing me the live. She had DM me on Twitter and was like, yeah, you know, some people was asking around about people to open, and you know, I really put your name up, and I was like, damn, bro, like you don't even know me.
Yeah.
But she has been seeing the work that I had been like putting in with, you know, the tours and shit the year before, and just like songs that I was dropping on SoundCloud, like the organic support that I was getting. She had been watching me for a long time, and we was in the studio together, me and Kam actually, and she had told me that she was like a fan, like shook my hand. I was like, okay. But I ain't never expect her to give me that, you know, like because they just asked her about the slot in Nashville. I'm like, I'm still not from Nashville. Like,
yeah,
you know, I thought it would have been a Tim Jen, you know, Brian Brown, or, you know, a Petty, somebody like that, you know, had been working or something. But she just put the bug out there, and one day on Twitter, I was just thinking about like mine. I was like, man, who I gotta on some real trolling that shit. I had tweet out like, man, who I gotta kill to open like on one of your Tennessee shows, like, and I added bars, right?
Yeah.
And Take Keith saw this shit, and like, cause like I said, I really know him for like when he was like pretty young and shit. We went to high school together, and went to MTSU together.
Right,
like had
right.
a real good relationship like the whole time. So he quoted, you know, me and was like, "Hey, boss, you know, check my bro out
Yeah.
on some shit." Now keeping crazy shit in the world, like I had just had my daughter in fucking January. I swear to God, I tweeted this shit and laid my phone down, bro. Put my daughter to sleep. I'm asleep, bro. Like my daughter's mom wakes me up in the middle of the night. She like, you gotta get up. You gotta get up. I'm like, what's going on? She like, yeah. She like, you need to check your Twitter. And I sent get on the joint, and by this time I've been asleep like 5-6 hours, maybe, bro. So by that time, like, you know, Tay Keith already put me in bars and a group message together and shit, and we was just chopping it up, bro, and we just made it happen from there on. He was like,
That's
yeah, bro.
awesome.
He like, I really tapped in with your music and shit, bro, and like, he was like, and, you know, he was like, you know, Tay Keith suggesting you, like, you know, made me look into it, but I really like what I heard when I heard it, so, you know, like, I'm gonna fuck with you, bro. And he threw me the 2 shows, bro, and
Hell yeah,
it just
dude.
felt like that. But even like I said, even going back to like Delisha, like I always be forever grateful for that, because like she threw me that, and she also gave me like another big show to me, like with BMI, like that April. So it's like a lot of my successes directly come from people who was like watching, being like, okay, damn, I really see that he's trying. And a lot of times, a lot of people have to do is see you try, and then they'll want to help you. You know, if they good at hard and they pretty hard and they about their business like they say they are.
Yeah.
Because like I said, the list ain't really had no reason to throw me them laws, bro. It was just
You're just showing love.
hell yeah. And I'm like, I'm not from Nashville. Like everything you do is about Nashville. So her giving a kid from Memphis, and like I ain't even have no music out. I ain't have a damn tape out. I had like probably 2 songs out on SoundCloud.
Yeah. But it's stuck. I mean,
Real life. And I had like a viral video on like Twitter and shit and like Instagram for a second. But yeah, it was just like really just studying like trends and shit and seeing where I could get in. I always feel like I could be way further than I have been. I don't feel like I've been even 50% as effective as an artist as I could be. I've been resourceful like in all the other facets to keep like my career afloat and have stability to have even people wanting to listen to my music or come to my shows or shit, buy merch from me and the guys or pull up to our events and shit. And so I just feel like now it's just a point of me just going up even more and
executing.
Hell yeah, executing, because like I said, even if you look at the Bible, you know, it say study to show yourself approved. And I feel like when you have a gift, and music is such a spiritual thing, when you really get down to the basics of it and the essence of who we are as humans and spirits, you know. So I feel like you really have to have a blessing upon you to be able to affect the minds and like hearts of thousands and millions of people. So just me, I be trying to be like more effective, bro, at what I do now. And that's why the project that I'm working on now, I started on it probably in January, but shit, it's October now, and I'm just now getting to a place where I'm like, okay, I want to put this out. Like,
yeah. So that's why I want to wrap this thing up with that. What is next for you? Is that what your next, like, how? Give me 1 to 100%. How close are you to damn near completing that?
As far as like the writing and the song structure, all that shit is like pretty much done. And now it's about to move into just the phase of perfecting how it sounds just across the board. Like, cause like I said, I'm a perfectionist. I'll go back and record some shit 6 times cause I don't really, I be having to get it right.
Right.
But it's just my album, and then just putting out a lot of content so people can understand what I'm really trying to say in the album. It's a real spiritual journey that I want people to undertake as they listen with me. Or even afterwards, you know, once they really understand what the point I'm trying to get across, you know, as a human being, as a man, as a black man in America. So yeah, just giving people that journey, and then, you know, having some family time. You know, Thanksgiving coming around, Christmas coming around, New Year's coming around. I have a lot of birthdays within my family. Then my daughter's birthday, then my birthday, you know, then trying to go on tour again. Hopefully when Corona open back up and stuff.
Hopefully next summer, man. I mean, hopefully not, because I mean, you don't realize what you can't do until you can't do shit.
I mean, but even still, it mean like a lot. Some places are lifting restrictions.
No, dude, you're right.
Stuff. Like I actually have a show coming up in Murfreesboro on the 23rd.
I did a show in Murfreesboro August.
Yep.
But it was very small. It was very, very small.
It written there?
I did one there in January, but I did one at this outside venue. It's called Sinking Creek Farm. It was in August. It was really small. It was really small. We can definitely chat about that. But I did one at Riding Hour though. It was. Have y'all been there?
Yeah, I've been there.
I love that place.
So yeah,
that place is really dope.
Yeah, we're gonna live stream the show from there, and also give people the option to pull up, and you know, a portion of the tickets will be going to like breast cancer awareness.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Hell yeah, man.
But yeah, so that's,
they're open. I follow them on Instagram. They're being clean and stuff, but they're open back up. I mean, they do like open mics and shit there, I think now, like every week.
Well, I just saw
I
just saw some people have a show there. A lot of people,
a
couple artists that I know have a real good turnout there, and it ain't seem like it was too
Yeah.
You know, off the rocker and stuff. And, you know, the community from Murfreesboro, it kind of tends to have cool, little peaceful indie shows for artists.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, people already don't be knowing what the hell they gonna get. So once they know it's good, they gonna, you know, tap in with you. So I always fuck with the borough about that. Like I say, it's a perfect place for artists to cut their teeth and just really learn a lot and grow. It's definitely part of the reason where I am now. I don't think if I tried doing the same things I did in Memphis out here, it really wouldn't work. So I'm like forever grateful. I probably give me a little vacation house out here when I really get straight like I want to.
Yeah.
But cause it like just from a spiritual level, I feel kind of attached to this place now. Like really the scenery and shit too, like the waterfalls and all the shit that y'all have around here.
Yeah, there's a little bit of everything. A little bit of you can go 10 minutes outside of the city and it's like just hills and kind of trees and stuff. It has its perks, but yeah. You got anything you want to say, man? I appreciate you coming. Come on, man. Say some. What do you got to say about
I wasn't trying to mess up the interview, man.
No, man, you're good.
Hell
yeah. I appreciate you coming, man. It was nice to meet you.
I've been knowing these dudes for quite a while, man.
Nice. Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, y'all got anything else y'all want to say before we get off here? We're at an hour 20.
Just like that.
I swear, man, it goes by quick. Y'all got anything y'all want to say? I'll plug all y'all's socials and stuff in my blog post, but
all I gotta say is anybody, you know what I'm saying, as long as you cool, you invited to the studio when it's open, chill with me. You just gotta have a wood or something. You just gotta have your part to the table. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, you know, just go check out the music I already got. Everything's on Apple, Spotify, not Spinrilla, because shit, niggas need money, and you know, but yeah, Tidal of course, you know what I'm saying, Tidal for sure, you know what I'm saying. But when Hell Freezes, and we got Quinn Quarantino, dropped them earlier this year, man. Probably like 9 to 12 songs between them, but like it's all quality shit, bro, that I've done like straight in my living room, but you wouldn't even be able to tell, like. And it's just all a part of what we say. What's the word of the day, kid? Resourceful. Right. So shit.
Absolutely. What about you, Soul? You want to send us off, man, for episode 70, bro? Any last final words?
Well, shout out to you, bro. Like for
I
finally
appreciate
making this link up.
Hell yeah, man.
After the album come out, of course, you know, I'm gonna have to come back and sit down with you again, bro. We can go through, you know, and really see how you feel it and think about it. But just on the personal level, everybody else, bro, you know, just make sure you're doing your best, you're trying your best, you know, you're taking care of the people around you, whether they family or related to you or not, and because we like, you know, we facing real troubling times, like on the social and the spiritual level.
A lot of stuff going on,
on the social and the spiritual level, and you know, niggas is really fighting for their lives and really not even standing because it ain't on the physical plane yet, but I just want everybody to be good, so you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Be nice, be good.
Show some love.
And be real, man.
And take your social cleanses. It's okay to do it sometimes.
I plug from this shit. Love on your kids, love on your siblings.
Yep.
And if you can't love on nobody else, man, love on yourself.
Absolutely. Episode 70. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you guys for joining me.
Thank you. Thanks, bro. No doubt.